transparent election process. I thank all of you. We must have a better and a new where all of us can be proud to say we are Nigerians. Our demand here is just. It's simple. It's not a complicated thing. That's why we're here this morning. The police have advised us that we cannot go beyond this gate. As law-abiding citizens, we are certain that, but we need to address our concerns about this country and election. What we want is an electoral process that is transparent from beginning to finish. Our demands about the amendment is simple. Let us have an amendment that allows first, let's know qualification of people who want to contest the election. And that qualification must be advertised. So if anybody says, I went to this primary school, I went to this secondary school, I went to this university, people are supposed to know about that. And that process has to continue through party primaries and everything. And finally, the election must be transmitted electronically from the polling booth direct. We don't want any transit point any longer. Let people watch it. That's what is happening in South Africa. That's happening in Ghana. That's happening everywhere. The giants of Africa have refused to be giants in anything. We cannot continue to shame Africa. We now want giants of Africa to be true giants of Africa. And the only way we can do it is to live a transparent, honest life, starting from our election processes.
Okay. So what is the danger if Nigeria goes into election with the current state of the Electoral Act?
You don't need to tell the danger. The danger is saw it in 2023. The danger was clear. We have suffered the danger. That's what we have suffered before. We don't want any glitch again. Glitch is finished. We want things to come happen. No more glitch. No more glitch. That our vote must count. We want giants of Africa to be true giants. Not giants in doing the wrong thing, but giants in doing the right thing. And that must start that we are a democratic nation. And if that is what we are, our electoral process must be transparent. The electoral process must be free and fair. I've said it several times. If you want to answer His Excellency, if you want to answer distinguished, if you want to answer honorable, the process through which you come into office must be honorable, it must be distinguished, and it must be excellent. And that process starts by, first, your qualification, which is stipulated in the law. You must show the primary school you went to, the secondary school, the university. That's where it starts. So you're qualified to even contest on the election. You go through all the processes of campaigning, through where we're going to have normal campaign, debates, everything, because you're offering yourself to the people. And finally, on that election day, the result must be transmitted from the polling booth. Where the collection, where everybody will be seeing it. That's in real time. That's what happened in South Africa. That's what happened in Ghana. That's what happened in other African countries. The giant of Africa should be giant now. No giant is doing the wrong thing. They want it to be a true giant. Yes, the police said you cannot enter. As law-abiding citizens, we are not part of rascality. We decided to obey that law, but we have conveyed our message to those who are supposed to know. And that message is clear. Let's have transparent election process. We're not asking for anything. Something simple. It's for their own future, for the future of their own children. Today there are senators, the honorables, some people are in power, but we are talking about what will endure for the future of the country. We need this country, we need the unity, we need the peace.
So, sir, what implication of this action?
We have seen the implication in 2023 election.
Sir,
We want to end breach.
I have a question for you, sir. Now that we've been denied access into the National Assembly, what next step are you going to take?
We've conveyed our message. Our message is not known to them. The message is known to everybody. That's what you are carrying now. And we will follow it up.
We are citizens, we are not slaves. Yes. We are citizens, we are not slaves. Yes. And we're here today making demands, Nigerians from all walks of life. Yes. And we're saying that indeed we want electronic transmission of results. And I'm speaking today, and I'm saying, we do know one situation where senators are coming out and making press conferences. Neither do we want situation where they are coming out and doing media rounds or Twitter spaces. And here, I'm saying to you, they have the constitutional power and authority to indeed ensure that there's real-time electronic transmission of results. That is all Nigerians are asking for. The Senate President is saying that there are places where there are no network. If they don't have, which is a shame by the way, Nigerians will provide that network. If INEC can register everywhere, they can also provide those networks. And we're saying indeed that the voices of the people should be heard.
Great Nigerian people! Of the greatest and super greatest Nigerian people. Great Bobo, great Baba, great B. I want to talk, I want to say, I want to speak, I want to. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, in the history of the Nigerian people, we've seen people coming out. But this coming out is the one of the most greatest coming out because His Excellency Mr. Peter Obi is here with us.
The president of the people.
And the reason why His Excellency is here is to show you the capacity of energy. He was in Enugu, he was in Asaba, he was also in Delta State. Yesterday he was in Kano. Today is here to solidarize with you. Tell me how many of the presidential candidates has come out to come and support you in this regard. Two, the issue is about the lives and properties of Nigerian people. They have held us in perpetual poverty for too long. The only thing that we hold on to ourselves is having a credible election. It's credible election that will give us credible leaders. We are saying that we must have credible election, and that means transmission of result from the polling unit directly to the RF. Where they used to manipulate with is at the collection center. We say no to collection center. We say direct transmission of result. We say we must have credible election in Nigeria. No transmission of result in election. No election. Election must be done credible. We must have credible leaders in Nigeria. Great Nigeria people. People
We are back here
Sir, I have a question for you.
No credible election and no credible. What do you say?
No transmission.
No, there has to be transmission. It's sacrosanct. Let me tell you something. The fact is that the National Assembly has the power to pass it, and they must pass it.
Yes.
The same way they did their two-thirds when it came to Rivers, they must do that same two-thirds.
That's why we are
So
insisting.
they are not saying no. There will be election. There will be a mandatory electronic transmission of results.
We must
listen to the people because the people are the ones who employ them to be in the National Assembly.
Do we have Democrats who are afraid of peaceful elections in Nigeria? Nigerians, if this, are you okay? If your votes do not count, we are not moving forward. 2027, our vote must. But the most important thing is whether they pass it or not. We must mobilize against 2027. Tomorrow, National Assembly is reconvening and they will meet us here until the right thing is done. We thank you, our leaders who came to show solidarity with us, and we say, Aluta.
Thank you. We are saying simple. Different from what our leader, the president of the masses, has said, Mr. Peter Obi, We are saying no to harmful exercise of description. We are saying that in this electoral act 2026, there must be a compulsory provision that election results must be transmitted from the very polling booth to online. From Iroele. We are saying no wrongful exercise of description. The description that Akpabio exercised when he leveraged on the current electoral act, how did he exercise it? Objection was raised at the International Conference Center. He ignored his own regulation. The regulation said if an objection is raised, you will suspend everything and resolve it. When objection was raised, he ignored it and continued and delivered a wrong result, a fraudulent result. So we are saying no wrongful exercise of description. The Senate must know that Nigerians are saying no and will resist wrongful exercise of description. The issue of whether election should be transmitted to the INEC must not be left at the discretion of the INEC chairman. That is the message.